Gamification is an interesting one because when it first came out, it was very much a buzzword, and I was very excited to understand how it could be used in particular to motivate students, but also looking at gamification not from the kind of level of just points, leaderboards, and badges, but looking at other aspects of games like story and other game mechanics that were very engaging for the people who played them. Because I think a lot of the criticism that back then and still now that gamification gets is that if it's just a superficial if it's just the superficial aspect of games that someone lifts and tries to put onto something to gamify it, then it probably won't last very long or be very rewarding or motivating. So I think there's a lot more to gamification than meets the eye. That said, I think it's a lot more. There are a lot more teachers who engage with gamification now, whether they be through a lot of apps, some of which are really good and very interesting for students to use in the classroom or outside of the classroom to be able to learn. But I still think there's a lot more there to explore.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of gamification, it is also probably a double-edged sword in the sense that when I did my product research, I heard feedbacks that I would like to use applications for language learning, but there is no option for me to use anything that feels like learning. I'm so tired by the end of the day, and getting into another sort of work is not an option for me. But at the same time, I recently read Duolingo CEO interview, and he also told that one of the hardest trade-offs which they think of is where should they trade off educational aspect for entertaining, for entertainment, so that people stay engaged. Because if people got disengaged and go away, that's it. They're lost. And as a product users, obviously, but also as learners as well. So they have to find a balance.
Definitely, it's where it's the holy grail, if you like, because it's this idea of in the same when I was using games or gamification in the classroom, for example, it's a very easy thing or a reasonably easy thing to entertain a group of students, but it's much more difficult to do that with something and make sure that they're learning. So there's that balance between, as you say, making activities fun and making them rewarding and enriching. When it does happen, then it's fabulous to be part of. There are a number of instances as a classroom teacher where I kind of look around and the students are engaged and they're really trying hard to use, in my case, the English language to communicate with each other because they were interested so much in the game and the task to do so that they weren't really thinking about something being hard, but what they were trying to do. If it had been done in another situation, they would have complained or felt demotivated or found it difficult. But because they were so engaged in a game, they didn't really think about how much they were learning or practicing the language.
Tutor Tech. Project about teaching languages, learning, technology, and how they co-evolve together.